Hello, happy Friday, guys. This is for, I guess, people who are watching it on Friday. We are going to be talking about perpendicular lines today. So yesterday we talked about parallel lines, all right? Today we're going to be talking about perpendicular lines. So we have some perpendicular lines right here. So what do you notice about the appearance of segments A, B, and CD on the left? All right, they're perpendicular. This is going to be kind of like a try it, just like I had you guys do yesterday at the beginning of the video. What I want you guys to do is pause this video and then answer these two questions, all right? I want you to find the slopes of each segment, A, B, and CD. And then I want you to tell me what you notice about their slope. So if you can pause the video and do that now. Okay, let's go over this, see if you guys got it right. So I'm going to do AB first, all right? So we're going to be going up and then over. So if I count, it looks like we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going up plus 5. We're going over 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going over plus 4. So the slope of AB, rise over run, is 5 over 4. Next, we're going to do CD, okay? Now, CD is going down, all right? CD is going down, so we're going to count here, down 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's minus 4, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's over plus 5, all right? So rise over run here is negative 4 over 5. So hopefully you guys were able to get those correct. Now, what do you notice? Okay, this is important. There's two things that you should notice, all right? Number one, we should notice that they are opposite signs, okay? The first one was positive, and the second one was negative. Number two, we should notice that they're flipped upside down, okay? The math word we use for that is reciprocal, okay? They're reciprocals of each other. AB is 5 over 4, CD is 4 over 5, okay? So lines are perpendicular if both of those two things are true. All right, so just like yesterday, we kind of learned that parallel lines were the same. Perpendicular lines is a little bit more involved, okay? Two lines are perpendicular if and only if their slopes are opposite reciprocals, is what we call that. Okay, that means they're flipped upside down and they're the opposite sign. So you got to remember both those things, all right? You got to change the sign and flip the fraction upside down, okay? So we're going to do some examples just like the ones that we did yesterday, okay? So the first one we're going to look at, it says, is line AB passing through points A and B perpendicular to line CD passing through those points? Explain why or why not. So we're going to find the slopes of these lines. So first we're going to find AB. Okay, so we've got A and B right here. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So y2 minus y1, that's 7 minus 5. x2 minus x1, that's negative 2 minus 3. And if we do this, 7 minus 5, that's 2. Negative 2 minus 3, that's negative 5. So this equals negative 2/5. So you can already kind of think now, what do their slopes have to be if they're perpendicular? It would have to be 5 over 2, right? Positive. So let's see if that's the case for CD, okay? CD, we have y2 over here of negative 1. Y1 is 4, so that's negative 1 minus 4. x2 is 1, and x1 is -1, so 1 minus -1, that turns into 1 plus 1. So -1 minus 4, that's -5. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is -5 over 2. So are they perpendicular? Oh, they're so close, right? But they're actually not, because they're both negative, okay? They only would be perpendicular if one of the two was positive. So unfortunately, we have to say no for this one, all right? Because both things have to be true in order for them to be perpendicular. Number 2, all right? Given the graph, create a line perpendicular to segment RS through point A. Okay, this is a fun one, all right? We're actually graphing a line. So in order to create a perpendicular line, we got to figure out what is the slope of our original line, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do my rise over run here, and I'm going to count the slope. So I'm up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm up plus 9, and I'm down, or I'm not going down at all, sorry. I'm over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm over 6. So my rise over run for RS is 9 over 6, and that simplifies to 3 over 2, okay? So my slope is 3 over 2. So my new slope, all right, my new slope should be the opposite reciprocal of that. So since that number is positive, my slope's going to be negative, and I want to flip it upside down, so I'm going to make it -2/3, all right? So my slope needs to be -2/3. So I'm going to start from A. I'm going to count off some more points. I'm going to go down 2, 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3. So this is my new point. I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So that will be perpendicular. So I can draw my new line. Oops. Let's drag that over a little bit. And there we go. And it kind of looks perpendicular, right? That looks like it forms a right angle. Okay. So there we go. That would be our new line. Question number 3. Write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to y equals 1/2 x minus 4, passing through the point -8, 5. So whenever we're writing the equation of a line through a point, we are using our point slope form. So I'm going to have y minus something equals mx minus something. Okay. So what is the m? Okay. Well, we know we want to be perpendicular to 1/2, all right? So if we're perpendicular to 1/2, what does that mean? Well, we know our slope will be negative, right? Opposite sign. And then we got to flip 1/2 upside down. So 1/2 upside down is 2 over 1. So our slope's going to be -2 over 1. Now, 2 over 1 is just 2, so our slope's going to be -2. Then I'm going to plug in my points to my equation. So I've got my x value and I've got my y value. My y value is 5, so I'm going to plug in 5 next to my y. My x value is -8, so that's going to turn into +8. So this is my final equation. I have y minus 5 equals -2, x plus 8. Okay, last question. All right. Given the following, A is 210, B 22, -5, C -1, 6, D 25, -1. It says, is BAC a right angle? Explain why or why not. So what does that mean, right? A right angle. Well, we know perpendicular lines create right angles. So they want us to say, is BAC a right angle? So if we think about this, all right, BAC, I'm drawing it like a right angle, but we don't know if it actually is. Here's B up there. Here's A, right? Here's C. Okay, so we know all these coordinates. Even if I didn't draw them correctly, it's still fine, all right? we got 22, negative 5 right there. This is 210. This is negative 1, 6, okay? So we want to know, basically, is BA perpendicular to AC? All right, so I'm going to need to find those two slopes, all right? So first I'm going to find the slope of BA. So if I do that, I have negative 5 minus 10 over 22 minus 2. Negative 5 minus 10, that's negative 15. 22 minus 2 is 20. And this actually simplifies to negative 3/4, okay? So BA has a slope of negative 3/4. Then I need to do AC, all right? If I do AC, that's 6 minus 10, all right? Then negative 1 minus 2. 6 minus 10 is negative 4. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so this is positive 4 over 3. So yes, all right, it is a right angle. Okay? It's a right angle because 4/3 and negative 3/4 are opposite reciprocals, right? One's positive, one's negative, and we got 3 over 4 and 4 over 3. So yes, all right, it is perpendicular. Now the next question says, is AD parallel to BC? So that's what these two vertical lines mean, all right? It means parallel. If you look, those lines are parallel. So now we want to do something completely different, right? We still need to find the slopes, but it's of different line segments, all right? So now we need to find the slope of line segment AD. So we got A and we've got D. So if I do my y2 minus y1, that's negative 1 minus 10. Then I've got 25 minus 2 for my x2 minus x1. So negative 1 minus 10, that's negative 11. 25 minus 2, that's 23. So that definitely doesn't simplify. All right, those are both prime. So we've got negative 11 over 23 is our slope. BC, we want to find that slope. So we can do 6 minus negative 5, which we know is 6 plus 5, so I'm just going to change that. Then on bottom we have negative 1 minus 22, and this actually looks like it is going to be parallel. 6 plus 5, that's 11. Negative 1 minus 22, that's negative 23. So this actually is parallel, right? Remember, parallel slopes are the same. So we got negative 11 over 23 and negative 11 over 23. So the fact that the negatives on top here and on bottom for 23 makes no difference, right? The fraction as a whole is negative. So that's perpendicular lines, all right? You just got to remember those two things right here, these two things, all right? They're opposite signs and they're reciprocals. So go ahead and try the practice, all right? If you have any questions, bring them to class on Monday. We're going to go over this stuff on Monday, all right? And have a great day, all right? Enjoy your weekend.